In this module, we began exploring the cultural dimension of globalization and development. Culture is the symbolic construction, articulation, and dissemination of meaning. It can be seen in material objects such as music, images, fashion, and food, or it can be seen in non material objects such as language and ideologies. Global culture, which is a product of globalization, refers to beliefs, knowledge, practices, and materials that are shared across the world. Although global culture has brought billions of people from all over the world together through shared experiences and understandings, some critics fear that global culture is actually a byproduct of cultural imperialism. Cultural imperialism is what happens when a small number of countries or nations dominate the market for culture and destroy smaller local cultures. Given that the vast majority of material culture comes from the West, specifically the United States, many critics fear that what we're actually seeing is an Americanization or Westernization of the world. Although the concerns about cultural imperialism are important to note, there has been some research that shows there are limitations to cultural imperialism. For example, in many places there's a strong preference for locally produced goods, especially with regard to food and beverage. In addition, research has shown that while people all over the world are aware of and do consume global media, they actually also consume and often prefer local forms of entertainment. Additionally, many nations have taken steps to create policies to increase local culture and cultural products, such as the policy in France where 40% of all television content must be produced within the state, or Sri Lanka's tax on all imported films and televisions. Of course, one of the most extreme examples is China's Great Firewall, through which the government monitors the media content entering the country. In this module, we also touched on the relationship between culture and development. If we regard development as the enhancement of living standards, then culture is essential. And this is because culture provides communities a sense of who the people in that community are. And therefore, it impacts the lifestyles, behaviors, consumption patterns, and values of people in a community related to the environment and their interaction with the natural world. In addition, culture provides people with entertainment and education, which allows for integration, critical debates, and the exchange of ideas. All of these are necessary for communities to grow and develop. The readings for this week built on our understanding of culture and the cultural dynamics of globalization and development. In Chapter 5 of the Steger textbook, The Cultural Dimension of Globalization, Steger looks at the intensification and expansion of cultural flows around the globe, which he argues has increased dramatically since the 21st century due to the internet and increased mobile devices. Steger explores the cultural dimension of globalization by looking at the tension between sameness and difference, the role of transnational media, and the globalization of languages. In the reading by Parrott, Critical Nostalgias in Democratic South Africa, the author provides a unique lens for thinking about how culture is perpetuated from generation to generation through memory and nostalgia. In this text, the author found that some Black residents in South Africa experienced nostalgia for the racist and authoritarian apartheid regime. Residents would fall back on these nostalgic memories to criticize the post apartheid state and imagine alternative possibilities. While no nostalgia was universal, Parrot did find four key themes. Residents longed for the social protection, migrant exclusion, bureaucratic integrity, and the competence of white governance. These were aspects of the apartheid state that some Black residents sought to resurrect. I began this week's discussion by asking you what you thought the role of memory and nostalgia was in the creation of a community's culture. I'd like to continue this discussion and ask you now if you think that globalization, especially the media and material culture, is changing our cultural memories. Do you think this is making us more culturally similar or more divided? Explain in your final thoughts.